We now know the draft order for the 2024 NBA Draft, but we won't know who picks whom until draft night. Unlike last year, there's no clear favorite or top 3 or 4, which in my view makes the draft build-up more exciting. In this video, we'll discuss the prospects who should go in the top 5. Let's dive in. Number 5. Modestas Bukelis. The Detroit Pistons are in a familiar spot, holding the 5th overall pick for the 3rd year in a row. It's a bittersweet déjà vu as they remain at the bottom of the lottery heap. Despite their struggles, I'm not a fan of simply rewarding teams for poor standings. Let's face it, all lottery teams desperately need a boost. Assuming the Pistons keep this pick, they should consider trading it. My pick for them is Modestas Bukelis. Why? Let's talk defense. Bukelis might provide the much-needed rim protection Detroit's front court has been lacking. Although blocks aren't everything, it's concerning that young athletic centers like James Wiseman and Jalen Duren only managed 3 blocks between them in their last 5 games. That doesn't look good. Bukelis, however, offers more than just blocking shots. His shooting mechanics are buttery smooth, promising a successful offensive future. He's an intriguing prospect with his ball handling brilliance, all-around scoring talent, and underappreciated playmaking ability. Plus, don't be surprised if he impresses scouts with his measurements or standout performances in workouts and combines. Number 4. Dillingham. The San Antonio Spurs have a great chance to boost their roster with top-tier young talent, and they should focus on Kentucky guard Dillingham. Rumor has it, Dillingham is eager to join the Spurs, and the feeling is mutual. With Victor Wembanyama already shining as a cornerstone for the team, adding Dillingham seems like a perfect match. Sure, there are some concerns about Dillingham's shot selection and defense, but the Spurs see him as a key piece with either the 4th or 8th pick. Dillingham brings more than just ball handling skills. With a catch-and-shoot percentage nearing 48%, he's a threat from beyond the arc, adding another dimension to the Spurs' offense. Plus, his creativity and shot-making abilities are exceptional, making him a prized asset for any team. Of course, scouts will closely watch Dillingham's measurements, especially his weight, but with his talent and potential, he's already making waves in the basketball world. Number 3. Nikola. In the 2024 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets were initially eyeing the 9th pick, but fortune smiled on them, and they landed the 3rd overall pick. Talk about a game changer. The draft is typically a lifeline for struggling teams, but this season, the Rockets are sitting on a gold mine thanks to an agreement with the Brooklyn Nets. Now they face an exciting choice. Should they focus on their future or make short-term improvements? is an explosive prospect who can carve up any defense. His skill in analyzing defenses and orchestrating plays in pick-and-roll scenarios is like poetry in motion. Toek's ability to maneuver and generate scoring opportunities is like having a cheat code in a league where defenses throw everything but the kitchen sink. While he may not reach Steph Curry's ceiling, his scoring ability is still quite impressive. Toek excels at attacking the rim with ferocity, absorbing contact, and finishing like a seasoned pro. Additionally, with the right coaching, his stealthy three-point shooting has the potential to develop. With Toek's playmaking prowess, the Rockets could ignite their offense like never before. Number 2. Donovan. For the Washington Wizards, securing the 2nd pick in this year's NBA Draft lottery was like rounding the first turn into the backstretch of a very long race. Given their poor record in several lottery trips, it was a good moment, though there's still a long way to go in the rebuild. Even so, picking 2nd in a weak draft is better than picking 6th, but you can't afford to miss when you're at number 2, especially with so much unpredictability at the top. That's why the Wizards shouldn't overthink this. If center Donovan Kingan from Connecticut is available after the Hawks pick first, then the Wizards should choose Kingan. He's the next Brook Lopez. At 20 years old, Kingan stands 7'2" and weighs 280 lbs. He's as surefire a pick as you'll find in this draft. A defensive force, he can help close the gap left by Washington's defense from last season. He's one of the best screeners in college basketball and incredibly agile for his size. He's not a high flyer, but he's not a statue either, showing good foot movement. He's an excellent drop defender, just as Lopez mastered in Milwaukee, allowing him to stay on the floor and anchor the Bucks' defense. Washington was bad at many things this season, but especially awful on defense. They allowed 58.4 opponent paint points per game, tied for the lowest in the NBA. Despite Gafford's best efforts to block shots, guard after guard exploited Washington's backcourt. The Timberwolves, who were second in opponent paint points, allowed 46.1 per game. The 58.4 allowed per game was over a dozen points more. There's little reason to doubt that Kingan can eventually undergo a similar offensive transformation while relying heavily on his defensive abilities and passing. If you squint, you can see the beginnings of a defensive core, with Kingan in the middle and Kabali and Denny Avdija on the wings, making it tougher for opponents to score. Number 1, Alexandre Sar. With just a 3% chance, the Atlanta Hawks, against all odds, secured the coveted number 1 pick in the draft. The crucial question is still unanswered. Who should they give the golden ticket to? Enter Alex Sar. This young talent from the Perth Wildcats stands 7.1 tall. At only 19 years old, his astounding potential is already making waves in the basketball world. On defense, Sar is a formidable opponent with a commanding presence. Offensively, he's not your typical big man. He's a master of the pick and pop with handles that will make opponents dizzy. With Clint Capella's contract winding down and doubts about Onyeka Okongwu's future, picking Sar is a slam dunk move for the Hawks. Sometimes the best decisions are the ones that just make sense. If I were in charge for the Hawks, I'd be thinking big. Landing the top pick opens up endless possibilities. Trading away Trae Young and DeJounte Murray to stockpile assets is a smart move. It's all about building for the future with Alex Sar leading the charge, alongside rising stars like Jalen Johnson and Kobe Buffkin. The Hawks would be setting the stage for something special. And let's not forget about keeping an eye on the Cooper Flag sweepstakes next year. Even if Flag doesn't land in Atlanta, the 2025 NBA draft looks promising. So, worst case scenario, the Hawks snag another top pick in a stacked draft class, setting themselves up for future success. The excitement leading up to draft day is palpable, whether your team is targeting a high pick or planning a big trade splash. We're not quite done yet because I want to hear from you. Which prospect do you think would be ideal for your favorite team? What trade scenarios would you like to see happen? Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. And yes, remember to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with other basketball fans. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.